So, who's your character? Because if you don't know who your character is, then why are you trying to design them in the first place? You gotta figure out what their characteristics are. You gotta figure out what their favorite color is. I'm kidding, you don't have to figure that out. But if you want to draw their favorite color on their design, then you should figure out their favorite color. You should figure out where they're born, where they're hanging out, because if they're in a summer climate and they're wearing winter clothes, that does not make sense, and you should probably change it. And also, the personality matters. I already said that, but it really matters on the shape design and the color design, which I'll go over later, of the whole character. And my character here, she's like a dangerous person. And not a dangerous person, but like very nice. But she can be harsh at sometimes. So she's gonna have a lot of triangles and circles in her design because of all that. And I'll go over that later, or review that later. I also have her like in a very skin showing design because her legs are showing. So she has a mini skirt, and that makes it so that she can move easily within that whole outfit, which is good for her because she's an adventurer. An adventurer should be able to move in awkward positions so they can hit their target with their weapon and all that in like anime and crap. It makes sense in a comic and animation standpoint. And I made it very simple so I can draw it many times, which is what the usage title is about. Usage. What are you going to be using it in? You're going to be using it in animation, comic work. Are you going to be using it just very briefly and you just want to draw something? Then don't worry about the design and the detail. Don't worry about the detail or the simplicity of it. You can, if you're not going to draw it again a lot of times, like thousands of times, then you don't have to worry about that. But when you're drawing for comics and when you're drawing for animation, you got to worry about the detail, because you don't want to be drawing a horribly complex character thousands of times for an animation, and then you gotta go back and redesign your character again because you get burnt out. So the way to fix that is to start out simple. Don't go absolutely crazy on the character. Just use simple shapes and block your character down into simple shapes: squares, circles, polygons, all that. And it's very easy to make your character very drawable and very consistent. So basically all you need to do when thinking about designing your character is know their personality, know how they're gonna move in whatever clothing you're gonna give them, and number 3, how many times you're gonna draw that character. And that relates directly to how simple your design is gonna be. And you gotta remember your answers too, because you're gonna be using these answers throughout the whole process of designing. So drafting it is basically just figuring out what kind of clothes is she gonna wear or he gonna wear. It's basically trying to figure out the whole look, because you already know who this character is. You just gotta figure out what they look like. So would they have high ponytail, low ponytail? Would they have long hair, short hair, very short hair? Would they have a lot of skin showing, or would they have a long piece of coat or sleeves or anything? Pinterest is very useful when figuring this out because they have a lot of fashion pins on there, very nice boards. It's very easy to find stuff on Pinterest, so use Pinterest. Just make sure that it aligns with the answers from what I said previously, and you're all good. This is what I've decided here. I got that picture made by Murata, and then I got the buns, and I got the Ergo Proxy bra hold up thing that I want for my character. I'm keeping it all simple. So you've got your draft, and you've got the pictures you got from Pinterest or wherever else, and you're gonna take these pictures and try to break them down into simple shapes. And that sounds like a lot of work, but You gotta break it down in simple shapes like triangles, circles, rectangles, and the shapes you use matter. The shapes you choose to use matter because rectangle means safe, not safe, but like responsible, because it resembles a wall. And then circle means safe because of all the curves. There's no pointed edges. There's nothing like harsh about it. And then triangle is straight up harsh. It's sharp, and it's supposed to signal danger. That's why it's used on yield signs and signs to try to get your attention. And that's why the stop sign in the US, I don't know, the stop sign in the US has sharp edges like a hexagon. It's supposed to signal danger. So shape language has a lot to do with how you think about something and how you feel about something, and that can be used to make somebody feel certain something about your character. And it goes the same way with your color theory or your color design too for your character, because you can use warm or cold colors to represent the personality of that character. And it has a warm personality, cold personality, purple, blue, red, whatever. And each one of those colors actually has their own description for what they represent, like what symbolism do they have. So you can use all of that to simplify your character design, or complicate it, whatever. And that's pretty much it. So I'm going to do a quick review of my character and the process I went through, or the simplicity of the design. It's super simple. It's got simple colors, and I did that on purpose. It's kind of boring, but I want it to be simple. Skin showing, and it's a small coat she can move easily in. She has earrings to make a more recognizable silhouette. She has buns for the silhouette, make her more recognizable. The buns get out of her face. The gloves is for something totally different. I give her a simple, warm color design because she's a very warm person. She's a warm personality. Her color is mainly red and orange, and I chose those colors because they're right next to each other. They're both warm. Her eyes are blue, and that probably gives some hint about some personality thing, I don't know, but it's not that deep. I just gave her that. You can see her buns are circular. You can see that her shoes are circular. You can see that her shoulders are sharp. You can see that her stars on her earrings are sharp. You can see that her eyes, the pupils in her eyes, are circular, and you can change that if you want to make them rectangular for a dependable person, or a strong-headed person. Not strong-headed, more like just a responsible person, like a determined person. You can make the pupils in the eyes sharp for like a dangerous person or somebody you don't want to mess with. And I made her bangs sharp also, which heavily contrasts with the buns, because it shows both sides of her personality. She's really spunky, and red really shows that too. So her whole hairstyle can give you an idea of who this person is. And her eyebrows are circular too, which you can do whatever with the eyebrows. Even if it's an evil person, you can still have circular eyebrows. You can do anything with your character. But circular eyebrows, I just decided to go with that because it looks cuter, and I want her to like resemble a cat or something. So you see how I applied all these different types of styles and colors and shapes to my character, and you see how it forms like an idea of her personality. So even without me telling you what type of description she has or what type of personality she has, you can still infer that she's a spunky person with some bubbly attitude, and she's outgoing. You can tell she's an outgoing person rather than an introvert without any initial information about this woman.